And remember that every challenge is another chance for you to become stronger, to become more confident and more you.
Welcome to EdPod, the podcast where we delve into the mental well-being of our school community. I'm your host, Sophia, an alumni of the Haleybury School, and today we're going to be discussing a topic that's very close to our hearts, stress and how to manage it effectively, especially during the exam season. Joining me today are two incredible individuals, Hash, our dynamic schoolhouse leader, and our dedicated school counselor, Ms. Bachit.
Thank you, Sophia. It's great to be here.
Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to be talking about stress, and because it's a topic that's very popular among our students, especially right now when the IB exam seasons are starting. First, let's start from understanding what stress is, what stress means to us, to each one of us as a school, you as a student.
Okay, let me start. So stress is about how we feel and what we physically experience in difficult situations, like when we are worried or anxious, and all bodily sensations like heart racing, fast pulse, and voice trembling. This is our body telling us that something is not right. And this is normal reactions to abnormal circumstances. But here is one thing, that stress is not always bad. It can actually be a good thing. For example, when you do something new, when you do your workout, it is also stress, but it is positive stress. A real problem happens when stress starts starts affecting our life, it affects our sleeping habit, eating habit, our sleep, our focus and concentration, our well-being. And then it is important to recognize it early on. It will help us to manage it better.
What about you, Hash?
For me, stress is a feeling when I get overwhelmed by different experiences that surround me. It's like when I can't keep up with them, they're constantly just bombarding my life. They're kind of taking over, and it kind of becomes difficult for me to, think straight. It causes me negative emotions like anxiety and worriness, and I think that's what the idea of mental stress is. But as Ms. Bucket said, there can be different types of stress. There's the physical stress that you get from exercise, which is of course good. However, I think the mental stress is something of key importance, and that every student and every person should look out for, especially during the exam season, of course, because you get very disoriented, you have deadlines coming up, you have revision to do, and it gets very difficult to keep up with all of this. Personally, I have also faced that recently, so I think that is what stress is for me.
So, talking from your personal experience, could you tell me about like a more specific example or case about when you've experienced stress in your life, maybe in school, or you're 13, right?
Year 12.
Year 12.
Yeah.
So you had mock exams, and you're gonna have mock exams in June. So maybe something that you've experienced recently.
Oh yeah, there's been quite a lot. So as you did mention, I gave my GCSEs in year 11, and I was very worried about them. I felt like I wasn't gonna do good enough. I was worried that maybe my answers, my paper would not be sufficient for a good score, and that I would mess it up, and it would really affect my future. So that was a very stressful moment I had throughout that entire time period.
And how did you cope with it?
Well, what I would do is if I ever felt like very stressed in a certain moment, I would generally try to speak to another person about it. Say, if it was before my exams, like just before going to the examination hall, I would speak to my friends about it. We would talk about how it was bothering us, and just to have that person, to listen to you, it felt really reassuring, and it provided me with some level of comfort as well. And if I were at home, then I would, practice my guitar or do some sort of physical activity to get my mind off of the things that would keep bothering me.
So to sum it up for you, the most effective technique was talking to someone and trying to distract yourself with other hobbies
Yeah.
that are not connected to your academic studies, right?
Yeah.
So, Ms. Bakhet, from your professional experience, what are the most efficient and effective techniques that students can adopt to deal with stress and stressful situations in their lives?
Okay, there are a lot of techniques now, yeah, and everyone knows, heard a lot about different types of methods how we can manage stress. So starting from breathing exercise, yeah, which is very powerful instrument. Breathing exercise, mindfulness exercise, meditations, to stories are shared, talking to friends, talking to close people, share your concerns, asking for support, and also ways like walking in nature, taking time for your hobbies. Yeah, everyone choose what works best for them. I can share what works with me, what helps me, because I also had stresses, big and small, like changing jobs, moving to new places. And even the situation here is also a little bit stressful for me, sitting in front of the camera, talking in a language that is not my native language, wondering if people can judge my words or my English. So how do I deal in a situation like this? I just try to look at the situation in a more positive light. So I ask myself, what can I learn from this? What positive experience can I gain? Yeah, so actually I'm trying to make stress my friend who helps me to become better, to become stronger. Yeah, so this will help.
I agree with
And recently we conducted survey for our IB students and to understand what stresses them out. And they shared that they're struggling with deadlines, with time management. And they also mentioned that exam preparations goes faster and smoother if they study and revise in groups. So I think the recommendation would be that smart planning and breaking down the task into chunks.
Yeah.
Talking out things with friends, with teachers, with counselors. So this will help.
Yeah, I think school really helps with like having that community that understands you and always supports you. Which brings us to our next question about the role of school in supporting students in managing stress. So, you as a school counseling, what can you say? Like, does the school have specific program techniques? I don't know, like plan of how it supports students with everything that's happening?
Yes, as I mentioned, we did a survey to understand how we can help our students. And first of all, there are two counselors at our school now, myself and Miss Karina. Our doors are always open, and we provide individual counseling support and also in groups. Yeah, everyone can choose what works better. And on Fridays, we have drop-in sessions during lunchtime, so no appointment needed. And also we have peer educators team. They can also provide listening ear if someone needs peer support. Online platform Tattoo, our pupils can also use it if they need to stay anonymous and get confidential support. Also our teachers, tutors, they're checking always to ensure that everyone gets help and support if needed.
Thank you. And Hash, you as a schoolhouse leader, do you as a student feel like the school's supporting you enough in dealing with stress, and maybe your committee has some your own independent like programs of how you as a school leadership team help other students with dealing?
I think the school is quite very helpful with the idea of dealing with stress. And as Ms. Bucket said, there is the programs such as the peer education team, which I'm very familiar with. A lot of friends who work in that team who are members, and they've done quite a lot to contribute to this school. And I also believe that Our tutors, they are amazing. Anytime I have any issues that bother me, whether it's related to the subject or whether it's not, whether it's just something personal, I always feel like the teachers are very open to listen, to give you some sort of, reliance or a shoulder, if that's the correct term. But they're always ready to listen to you, to help you out. Personally, I always go up to my subject teachers whenever I have an issue. And if I have maybe personal issues, then I'm always open to my tutor. Our tutors always have these one-on-one sessions to keep checking up on us, see how we're doing with school, is there anything that's bothering us? And they always give a listening ear, or they always have advice to give you. So I think our school has contributed quite a lot to the idea of stress.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your ideas. And before we wrap up, what would be your advice to students about stress and how to manage it?
I think when you're dealing with stress, don't ever, try to hold it in. You always have, the school is very sufficient. They always have people who are willing to listen to you, whether it's friends, peers, or teachers. Our community is very friendly. They always give a listening ear, and it will get better eventually. You don't have to keep
It
worrying
will,
about
I
that.
promise it will.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we are stressed, it is very easy to fall into negative thinking, like, or I'm worthless. What if I fail? I'm not good enough. But all these kind of thoughts, they're negative and they don't help us, and they even drain energy from us. But we do need energy to move forward. Where can we get this energy? From positive thinking. Yeah, so it better switching to supporting way, talking to positive self-talk with yourself. Doesn't matter if I'm struggling, I still can handle it. I can ask for help if needed. Yeah, I will do my best. So this kind of talk will give you energy, and then you will start doing some small steps. Yeah, and you will move forward. And remember that every challenge is another chance for you to become stronger, to become more confident, and more you.
Ms. Bahid Hash, thank you so much for sharing your insights. To our listeners, make sure you comment on what tips you already use to manage stress. Remember that stress is a journey and support is always available. Until next time, take care.
Thank you. Let's go.